This is my final video in my 365-day Project YEARD, where I've been growing this beard for the entire year to offer other patchy beard growers some tips, tricks, and advice as to how to make their beards look thicker and fuller, and pretty much just offer inspiration and motivation for anybody who's been reluctant to grow their beard in the past. A few weeks ago, I asked you guys to decide on what style I should do for my beard. I wanted to mention that when I first started my YEARD project, I had decided that I was going to grow it out for the year, then I was going to hairspray it so that it was stuck together, shave it off ever so carefully so that it would keep like a 3D beard, and throw it in a glass dome like this to have on display in my living room. Yes, that sounds weird, but I thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to have so that people could ask me questions about it. But anyway, I asked you guys a few weeks ago to vote on which style would be your favorite. Was it number one, where it was kind of a straight edge look? Was it going to be a shorter beard? Was it going to be a goatee? Was it going to be clean shaven in the trophy type dome? Was it going to be a chin strap? Or was it going to be a number 6, which was kind of just more of a circular type beard? And today I'm going to tell you which one you guys voted for and what we're going to do. So before I get started on my beard, I'm going to do my hair. And in order to do that, you're going to make sure that it's wet. And my hair right now is really greasy, so I'm going to give it a quick wash. Okay, so while I was at it there, I actually washed my beard as well. It's important that when you are cutting your hair to have your hair damp, but it's also important that when you're going to be cutting and trimming your beard, that your beard is dry so that it doesn't, when you're cutting it off, it doesn't actually dry a lot smaller than you thought. So make sure that your beard is dry and make sure that your hair is damp. So this is going to be perfect starting with my hair. So if you follow my channel, you know that I trim my hair quite often. I've given quite a few hair cutting tutorials. I do it the same method almost every single time. I like this. It's not super professional, but it looks good in my opinion. So in order to do that, my hair's damp. I'm just going to comb it off to the side here. And if you have longer hair on the top already, this makes it a lot easier. I'm just gonna blast through this, and you guys can leave questions or comments in the description box and I will respond to them. I'm gonna start with my wall trimmer, and I've got a 3/8 of an inch guard. It's number 3. I'm gonna do the sides, and then I'm just gonna trim the top. Here we go. I'm gonna leave my hair kind of long on top this time for a bit of more of a Viking look. I like this look. It's kind of not the man bun, but I can still do the side, kind of a side swipe to it. So I'm gonna leave it like this, mainly because I want to get to the beard. So let's get started on the beard. So after looking on the shave or trim video, number 1 was by far the number 1 choice. About 70% of the people voted for that. Number 6 was the second place at about 20%, I would guess or estimate. I had a few people that wanted me to shave it off. A couple number 2s, but I don't think anybody voted for the goatee or the chin strap, which is good because I don't think I really wanted to do that anyway. But a few people did bring up the point that due to the fact that my beard is actually quite thin and wispy, it might actually be better for me to do the number 6 because I'm not going to be able to keep a straight edge in my soft, thin, wispy beard. It might be trickier. I'm going to try it, but we'll see how it goes. It might start out as a number 1 and then eventually just kind of turn into a number 6. You might be wondering, why do I have this dome here? Well, this actually goes with my shrunken head. The main thing is that I'm keeping my beard as big as possible while getting rid of those wispy hairs and kind of going for the main trim, the main spot. Like, so wherever the thickest part of the beard is, that's where I'm going to try to achieve the strongest look. So I made this decision to cut my own beard, and I did not make this decision lightly. I did a lot of research first so that I was prepared for this. So if you're gonna be, growing an epic beard and then trying to trim it by yourself, I would definitely recommend, not rushing the process. I'm giving myself the entire day to do this and film the video. It's a little trickier while you're filming it, but definitely take the time to figure out how you're gonna do it. What I started off with was obviously I get a lot of footage of my own beard, so I can kind of see it at different angles. So I know that the general direction that my beard's growing in. Since my face is fairly thin, I'm not going to be cutting much on the sides. I'm going to be getting rid of some of those stray weird hairs, but I'm going to keep a lot of kind of girth here. Otherwise, it's going to look like I have a really narrow face. And I'm going to chop off right where this here. You'll notice this part is a lot longer. It kind of droops down much longer than this part. So I'm going to cut it off right about here. I'm going to give myself about an inch to an inch and a half, depending on which part it is, so that I can make it a straighter look. Now the tools that I'm going to be using for this project is a Panasonic ERGB40 wet dry beard trimmer. I'm also going to be using a comb, obviously, and a brush is important to kind of get it all going the right way so you can see how long your beard is. I'm also going to be using some scissors that are professional hair cutting scissors. And then another very important aspect for me is to use some hairspray in my beard so that it holds shape, so that I'm not going to be cutting in it at a weird angle. I'm going to try to kind of make it solid so that I can get straight, sharp lines. And now I'm onto this very controversial issue, which is my mustache. Love this thing. This thing is huge, it's beastly, it really adds a lot to my beard, especially because I have a lot of thin patches underneath. But it's time that I need to give it an overhaul because I can't eat, I can't do things like even just whistling or talking in the phone. I'm often muffled. So there are 3 approaches that I might choose for this one. I'm gonna start off with a triangular cut so that I can get a little bit more of an opening here. If that looks good, I'll stop there. If not, I'm going to cut right along to the upper lip and then leave the long parts here so that I can do a handlebar. I almost never do a handlebar anyway, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that, or I might even just cut it back so that it stops right about here. Just to show you exactly how big this is, take a look at this. Like, it goes up to my eyebrows. So let's trim it up. All right, wow, I can feel when I'm talking again, I'm much more clear, which is nice. So I've decided to do kind of an in-between. It's a bit of an angle, but it's not totally up to the lip. I'm leaving the extra sides here for the kind of to bridge it in, makes it look a lot fuller. If you're one of people like me and you cannot grow hair in this area, this is a great option for you. Definitely worth it. I'm gonna just go in now with my fine tooth scissors and just kind of trim it up so that's even a little more even there. Now in terms of the cheek line, when you get to that level, you got to really decide on what your preference is. For me, my beard, it's a thin, kind of wispy beard, and I think that by trying to make this a sharp line here, I could definitely do it because it's thick enough, but then it's going to look really sharp here and the rest is going to look scraggly. So I think the best bet for me is just to leave it natural. Otherwise it's going to kind of stand out. And then once you trim a little bit down, you're going to have to trim that same part down like all the time in order for it to not like kind of have little sprouts and look a little bit strange. So I'm going to leave that natural. I really like the way it's turned out. I'm just going to throw some beard product in there now and make it look the best it can. Now I'm going to use some sponge wax. It's kind of a spongy product. It's hard to explain. I'll show you just the consistency of it. Rub it together. I'm going to start in the back and work my way forward to kind of make sure that it's evenly distributed throughout my hair. Okay, there we go. Just kind of looking nice, going all the right way. Keeping it kind of loose. I don't want it to be such a tight, like gelled look. Just kind of keep it wavy, but in the right direction there. And then I'm going to use some tea tree styling balm for my beard to get everything going in the right direction. You can see the consistency of it. It's kind of a good utility balm. You can use it wherever you want to, but for the beard, it's nice and it has a nice scent. And now I'm going to get my boar bristle brush. I'm going to use the bottom of my hand, push it out. Make sure to form that shape nicely. Get the tash, as they call it in the UK. I think that looks pretty good, especially for a guy who has never really trimmed a beard of this size before. Just to show you that it's possible if you do a little research, if you take your time with it, you're not rushing it, you're careful, and in some cases it's probably better than going to a barber because not every barber knows how to cut a beard and not every barber knows what style you're going for, so you can gauge how much you want to take off. So thanks everybody who supported me along my Project YEARD 365 journey. I really appreciate you guys tuning in every week and watching my progress along the way. And remember, just because my Project YEARD 365 is over doesn't mean my channel is over. I have lots of good content coming up, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for supporting me by purchasing my shirts. They're being sold right now down in the link below. If you would like to be featured on my channel and you purchase one of these shirts, then you can take a picture of yourself wearing it and I will put you in an upcoming video. If you want to check out my time-lapse video from where I grow this beard from nothing to that mammoth thing you saw before we got started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.